Yo, welcome back to another video, folks, and today I'm back at it again with another video and another recommendation. Today we got a webtoon slash manhwa called A Cadet Becomes a Prophet. So let's dive into it, shall we? Alright, as always, I'd like to give out a quick warning. I'll only be going over mostly chapter 1 of its content and the basis of the story, so you won't have to get too spoiled about what happens later on and whatnot, especially with like the images and sort. So you don't have to worry about it. You're welcome. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about what this webtoon is about and if it's worth your time. I basically just started like yesterday, literally, and I've read about 13 chapters and whatnot. So far, there's more chapters. I think there's like 40 plus. So I think it's quite worth it, or 50, something around that. And it's in Webtoon, so it's pretty easy to find. Basically, we have a very rich dude named Ferdinand Fallenberg, and his whole household is also very rich. This is not a regression or anything, or possession of type. Actually, there is a little bit possession, but it's not what you think. Basically, he's very money hungry and greedy and whatnot. All he thinks about is gaining profits. Pretty obvious with how they express the character, literally from like the few panels, as you can see. Oh, you made less, and then he gets angry. But one day, in a normal walk, as always, he gets struck by lightning. A red lightning, no less. When have you seen a red lightning? Hello? Unless it's magic casted. And then, as he gets struck, he's unconscious, and in his, I guess, mind or whatnot, someone tried to take possession of him. He fights back and wins, and the soul that tried to possess him dies, but some of the contents of that soul goes into him. Basically, it's memory. And then he gets these prophecies of what happens into the future. So what I'm thinking is, this soul is from the future, and he got some of the memories of that soul. And now he starts to think about it more differently, because he realizes in these prophecies, he ends up broke, penniless, homeless man. So you can imagine the thought of this being horrific for him. Someone who loves money and is at the higher echelon of hierarchy being ended as a homeless bum. So he starts to rethink his ways, not being, more considerate and whatnot. He just tries to make it so he doesn't end up a penniless bum. Obviously, at first, I'm really glad this isn't so bland and whatnot, and it's actually somewhat realistic, because I hate these webtoons or like manhwas where the character just gets introduced with some breaking new revelation or whatnot, something stark happens in their life, and they're like, okay, it's just another Tuesday, and then just get used to it immediately. No, he's like, okay, what the fudge am I seeing? Is this true and whatnot? So he obviously tries to test it and whatnot. So he goes and tests these new prophecies that he sees, like a hero being Aint Armian, if I remember, and he meets up this hero, which in his prophecies stated that he'd be in this place doing this thing. No. So he goes and checks it out, and it ends up being true. So he's like, God damn it, I'm gonna become a bum. And basically, you just follow the story of him trying not to become a bum and alter the future in which he becomes penniless. And the way he does that is doing stuff that he usually wouldn't, which is giving people out money and helping others, because that's the complete opposite of making money. That's losing money. So yeah, it's pretty fun to see. And this hero he meets is more connected to why he ends up as a bum. And he doesn't go villainous or whatnot. He tries to win the hero and whatnot, because he doesn't even know why the hero hates him in the first place. He learns more later on, which I'm not gonna spoil. And yeah, you basically just see him giving out fortunes and sponsors to people he usually wouldn't. And it's fun to see, especially with those around him that usually see him as a greedy scum, all of a sudden turning saint-like and whatnot with these sponsors. So they're like, what the fuck is going on with him? So as you can see, he is very scared of ending a homeless bum. And this is the hero, which, I mean, if you can tell, he's very hero-like. And the story isn't bland. It's very interesting as well. They don't go one way, and the characters aren't bland either. They have emotions, personality, background, story. So as far as I know, from where I've left off, which is chapter 14, I think it's pretty good to read. It has potential. It could be very great, but I don't know. I haven't fully read it, so I can't give you the definitive conclusion. But from what I read, this is a potential banger. So go check it out. It's called A Cadet Becomes a Prophet. It's in Webtoon, so it's pretty easy to find. Or if you don't find it, you can just search it up. You know what I mean. You know the scans and whatnot. So yeah, go check it out. And peace.